NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell fined the Seattle Seahawks $100,000 on Thursday for failing to promptly screen quarterback Russell Wilson for a concussion in a game last month. Seattle is the first NFL club to be punished so heavily for a breach of the sideline concussion protocol since stiffer penalties were introduced before the 2016 season, the league said. Furthermore, as additional punishment, the Seahawks coaching and medical staffs are required to attend remedial training regarding the protocol. A joint statement by the league and NFL Players Association said, "Policies and investigations related to health and safety are jointly conducted by the NFL and Players Union." In this case, a month-and-a-half-long joint investigation found that the league's upgraded 2017 sideline concussion protocol was not followed when referee Walt Anderson directed Wilson to the Seahawks sideline to be checked for a concussion, during Seattle's November 9 game versus the Arizona Cardinals. The required evaluation was not conducted, the NFL/NFLPA joint statement said, and Mr. Wilson was permitted to return to the game without an evaluation. Once it is determined that a medical evaluation is warranted, a player may only be cleared to return by the medical staff. Mr. Wilson's return was therefore in violation. Wilson shortly thereafter during the game was examined by Seahawks medical staff, who soon cleared him to continue playing, per the protocol. Effective immediately, the protocol has been further updated to mandate that players ordered off the field for a concussion evaluation must be taken directly to a member of the medical team for such an assessment. In a statement, the Seahawks said, "We accept the findings of the NFL and NFLPA joint investigation. We did not knowingly disregard the concussion protocol. Any misstep was unintentional and the result of confusion on the sideline." Third interview, the New York Giants interviewed a third GM candidate in as many days, this time Louis Riddick, a former NFL player and current ESPN analyst, team president John Mara, chairman Steve Tisch and ex-Giants GM Ernie Accorsi conducted the interview, the team said in a news release. Before Riddick, the trio interviewed the Giants' current VP of Player Evaluation Mark Ross, and former longtime Giants personnel assistant Dave Gettleman, fired in the spring as the Carolina Panthers GM. Current interim GM Kevin Abrams, who's from Toronto, is expected to be interviewed on Friday, reports said. No more index cards. On a conference call with reporters on Thursday, the NFL's senior VP of officiating Al Riveron said that although referee Gene Steratore was not in breach of any rules when he used a folded piece of paper, or index card, to gauge whether Oakland had made a first down against Dallas, Steratore has been instructed not to use such a prop again in such a circumstance. Panthers sale, chief NFL spokesman Joe Lockhart confirmed on Thursday's conference call that the usual ownership rules will apply for Jerry Richardson's upcoming sale of the Carolina Panthers. That is, any prospective new controlling owner must have the financial fluidity not only to buy at minimum a 30% equity share of a team that Forbes.com this year valued at $2.3 billion, but hold significant cash reserves with which to effectively operate the team over the long term, Lockhart said. A new owner cannot exhaust his or her financial resources to make the bare minimum equity investment, Lockhart said. As well, no prospective controlling owner may possess more than $250 million in debt, and consortium purchases are limited to a maximum of 25 individual owners. Although Post Media was told authoritatively during the Buffalo Bills sales process 3 years ago that the fewer owners in a group, the better. Will the league insist that the Panthers franchise remain in Charlotte, North Carolina? Our first choice is always for franchise stability, Lockhart said. The franchise in Carolina has been successful both on the field and from a business perspective, as far as community impact, so we think it's very important that franchises, particularly ones that have achieved the success of the Panthers, stay in the market where they're playing. Will the expectation be that the new owner has to build a new stadium sometime next decade? I think that's a question for down the road, Lockhart said. Zeke's back, appearing leaner and in great shape. Running back Ezekiel Elliott rejoined his Dallas Cowboys teammates this week, after fully serving his 6-game suspension without pay for alleged domestic violence. Dallas retains an outside shot at an NFC wildcard playoff spot. To keep that hope alive, the Cowboys must win Sunday at home against Seattle. Both teams are 8-6, as is Detroit. All three are chasing whichever two of the leading 3 NFC South teams, 10-4 New Orleans, 10-4 Carolina and 9-5